Hello, welcome to Tamahalo, and welcome to day 1 in our daily series on the Tamagotchi Santa, or Santaclautchi. For this festive, wintry holiday season, I wanted to try and pick devices that kind of match the theme of the season, and obviously Santaclautchi was one of the easiest picks. It is important to note though that I just got this device this year and I have never done a complete run of it. I have only confirmed that the device works, so we will be, as per usual, learning together. In this instance, because the device is kind of complex, I have looked a bit into it just to get an idea of what I'll be doing so you guys don't have to sit there and watch me make a bunch of mistakes. So while I'm getting this guy out, I've got batteries in him. I put a little battery tab in there just to make this video a little faster for you. So here's the manual. It is in Japanese. I don't read Japanese, and I don't think I've been able to find an English translation of it at this time. I will keep looking though to see if I can share it. Let's go ahead and start it up. So now that we have pulled the tab, it should take approximately 5 minutes for Santaclautchi to be summoned out of his little cabin there. And we can go ahead and look at a brief idea of the point or the story behind the device. And that is that on Tamagotchi Planet, they never had anything like a Santa Claus. But as Tamagotchi began visiting Earth, they learned about Santa Claus and they kind of took it at face value and started believing in it as well. And because of that, there was a mayor in one of the towns who didn't want Tamagotchi children to be disappointed. So he decided he would become the Tamagotchi Santa, or the Santaclautchi, and in order to do that, he needs us, a human, to help him, because he doesn't fully know what the process really is or what Santa was. And so on this device, you help him increase his Santaness level by finding materials that he can use to build the items for his Santa outfit and his sleigh and things like that. You also have to keep up his spirits. He will become disheartened and he'll sulk by turning his back to the screen, and you have to console him by giving him fan mail or children's letters to Santaclautchi. He will also have moments where apparently he regrets his choice to become Santa and regrets his choice to be so self-sacrificing, so he runs away. And in order to get him back, you have to summon Super Coochie Pachi to go and grab him and honestly drag him back to keep working with you on becoming Santa. Now, my understanding from what I've read is that the Super Coochie Pachi calls are sort of akin to discipline calls on the other devices. And if you miss the calls, you are going to lose levels on what is a hidden tier list. So not something that will actively show in the stats. And if I understand correctly, I think there's 3 tiers to it. And depending on where you are in the tiers, that will alter the probability of you being able to create the right items with the materials that you find. Now, if I understand correctly, the only way to find the materials is to open the advent calendar once daily, which I will save opening the calendar for when I'm recording every day so you guys don't miss out on that animation. And by playing the chimney game and sometimes randomly finding an item through doing that game, though it appears from what I was reading that that's actually quite unlikely. I think for me the hardest part is going to be making sure that I don't ever miss any Super Coochie Pachi calls. So I'm going to take off my headset and put the mic near this so that when the device does summon Santa, you guys can hear the tune that it should be playing. So here we have our naked Santa, and I hope you guys got to hear the little jingle that played. So first off, let's go ahead and take a look at his stats, but one note real quick: if you're enjoying the video, please consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more updates and more videos like this. And if there are other things that you would like to see this festive season, other devices, please let me know down below. So let's go ahead and familiarize ourselves with the stats, because as you can see, there's a lot of information. So the first number, that's our age. Here is our weight. Here is our distance traveled. So the closer you get is the closer you get to him completing, I think, his training and being able to become Santa. This is his Santa level. This is his happiness. And this is his hunger. Now, the second thing here is called the stock. It's the list of how many food items he has in his picnic basket. One of the things that differentiates this device from many of the other Tamagotchi is that you don't actively feed Santaclautchi unless his hunger meter is completely emptied. So if it's not completely empty, you'll see him going through that animation, which is him taking the item that you've given him and putting it into his picnic basket to eat later when he decides he needs it. So that's him eating his first snack because that happiness meter was empty. And now we're going to put, I believe it's 4 of the cakes into his picnic basket for him to use later if he needs to. Okay, so now that we have the picnic basket full of both snacks and meals, let's take a look at the rest. So here's the stocking. That is where we play the game. Here is his bag, which is basically his inventory, showing us what items we've found. Here is the Super Cucci Pachi icon. This is where I summon Super Cucci Pachi if Santaclautchi has run away. This is the advent calendar, so we've got December 1st here. Let's go ahead and open our first day and see what item we get out of it. We got the yarn. Here is the TV, which helps us monitor how the other Tamagotchi that we are becoming Santa for are doing. I think that the little baby Tamagotchi just looking at the wreath is absolutely adorable. And then the last icon, we don't light up ourselves. That will only light up if Santaclautchi needs something from us. So now that we've looked at the advent calendar, let's go ahead and try playing the game. In this game, we send him down one of 3 chimneys. It's considered a win if he finds a Tamagotchi down there. It's considered a lose if he just gets covered in soot. So that was technically a win. It is possible sometimes to find an item through playing this game, but I don't think it's at all likely. We do have the one item, but I know that since I haven't met any Super Cucci Pachi calls yet, we're not going to be on, I think we're at a 0 tier essentially, so the likelihood of us getting the item we want out of it is quite low. So I would rather save the yarn for when I've met at least a couple Cucci Pachi calls and we have a chance of getting... So there's what a fail looks like. What I was saying was I would like to save the yarn for when I do have a higher likelihood essentially of getting what we need out of it, since I think I only have 2 weeks to make this happen before the device considers the game over or failed. So I think that that's pretty much all we're going to be doing with Santaclautchi tonight. Thanks for joining for today's video. I'll see you tomorrow with more on this device. Bye!